Hello everybody, I'm Betawolf and welcome back to another episode of Bloodborne. Now last time, if you remember, we did leave in the Hunter's Dream, but now we find ourselves back atop this big tower again. Remember, that door was locked, and I'm interested to see if that's the way to go, because I was thinking we've come to quite a few dead ends over the course of the game, a few locked doors that have been closed. So I thought I'd ascend this tower again, if you remember, right above the chapel, where Gehrman was telling us to come one time. But sadly at that point it was closed, so I've came here without recording the journey back up because you have seen it all before. But you might notice a few different things on screen, and that is that I am maxed out on blood vials and silver bullets now, and that's just because I've killed enemies and picked them up. But also, as well as that, there's a new icon near the top left of the screen, near the monocular, and that is, as I was in the Hunter's Dream, I did upgrade this cleaver one more time to +6, and that allowed me, to equip. Oh, can I take a look at it while I'm on there? Oh, I can't see it. But as you see there, I've got my 3 runes on. Sadly, I can't scroll over and show you exactly what it is, but if you look to the right one, the one next to the red one, that is another rune that I've equipped, and I did show you this earlier in the playthrough, and now that I'm up to +6, it's given me the opportunity to apply it. And what that's done is it's given me the perk of regeneration of health, meaning that I think for every 1 second I'm alive, I do gain 1 HP back. So that's a nice little perk, but that's kind of the minor improvement to the weapon that rune's given us. The major one is that it also has now turned our weapon to fire. And this has caused our right hand attack weapon 1 to go to 159 damage, which is less than it was prior to equipping that rune, believe it or not. We were at, I think, 182, something like that, maybe 170 something. But I have tried killing these guys with it, and even though it says that we do less damage now, the fire attack certainly seems to be doing more to these guys in this area. So I'm going to keep it equipped for now because it seems to be doing good work. So that's just a little FYI, you know. That's what I did while off screen as well. Hopefully you don't mind, because it's not as if I've progressed through an area of the game that we've not explored yet. I've just upgraded that a little bit, so expect fire damage from now on. That's really cool. Also, in addition to that, I did buy the rope Molotov cocktails from the messengers in the dream, and this allows us to throw more, well, it says allows more maneuvering compared to ordinary Molotov cocktail, and can catch foes off guard. And what it allows us to do is throw a Molotov cocktail behind us, which I will demonstrate now. I've already used a couple because I was experimenting with how they worked. So now you see, we're facing this way, and we kind of drop it just behind us there, so if someone's sneaking up on us, we can dump that and that'll light them ablaze. So that's really cool too. I am enjoying that. So pretty much I was just doing some prerequisites before I started recording to save, going through all that kinds of maybe tedious stuff again. And although it's not tedious, I don't find it that way, but it's just to save you guys watching it all over again. So that's pretty much what I've done. Upgraded the weapon, bought that special Molotov cocktail, and as well as that, I might have bought something else. Or maybe I didn't. No, now that I think about it, I don't think I did. I just upgraded that, equipped the rune, Molotov, and I think I was going to buy more poison throwing knives if I could, but I never got around to that, so I guess that is what it is. And apart from that, I've equipped the monocular again, just in case we want to look at stuff, and the bone marrow ash to increase the damage of our gun. So that's all you've missed, nothing important. Hopefully this is going to open now. I'm not sure if it will. Oh my god, it's locked. I was really... I had my heart set on going in that direction, to be honest, so at least you can see the run back of who we killed. We did skip past some of them anyway, but it's all good. So we killed off those guys. This is something that I wanted to bring your attention to as well. As I was walking around here, I noticed this, and I don't believe I read it last time. And it says, "The sky and the cosmos are one. The choir." And we know the cosmos is everything to do with space and the universe and everything out there, basically. So that's self-explanatory, really, being the sky, because that's where you look up to see it. And in terms of the choir, I'm not sure if that's maybe a book, or maybe it's a song by a choir. So I'm not too sure about that, who wrote those words, or who devised them, who they belong to, but I thought I'd read over that because I don't think I looked at that note last time. So now basically our objective is to walk around and try and find where we're meant to go, because I'm not too sure that I have a particular direction which I want to go. So here you go, you're going to see the fire weapon in action now. As you see, it really rips through the enemies, and I'm getting some nice damage numbers because of it as well, as you can see. So I can't really remember what we was hitting these guys for before, but to me it does seem like we're maybe doing a little bit more damage. Or even though the stat screen says that we're doing maybe between 15 and 20 less, something like that. But I guess it also depends on the defense of the enemy as to how effective the fire is going to be. Let's take care of this guy. There we go. Ooh, yes, tons of damage. 406 on that backstab. Excellent. We took care of that guy. And now we're back in the cathedral, as you know. Well, once we go down there anyway. I sent the lift back down just in case we died. Doesn't look to have been the case. And going back to the previous episode where we killed Henry with the female character, I am also thinking that maybe when we go back and talk to Gehrman, whenever he appears again, that he might be mad because we did kill a hunter. And that hunter had not yet turned, you know, so I'm wondering if he's going to be slightly peeved with us, because we know he used to be a hunter, and he says that, you know, we should always kill the beasts and, you know, stay loyal to the cause kind of thing. So I'm interested to see if he's got any dialogues because we killed Henry. So I think that'll be fairly interesting too. So I'm going to head up here. I'm basically going to have a bit of a run round of the area so far. I will be skipping past a few enemies along the way because I want to find out which direction I am kind of gunning for at the minute. Because I can't really think of an area where I'm meant to go just yet. Don't run towards the enemy. Okay, those guys certainly seem to die a little bit quicker due to the... Ooh, back up. Due to the fire attack. Oh, that does nice damage. Ooh. Although those guys seem to be incredibly resistant to it, so we might have to use our gun for this one. Yeah, they don't seem to care about fire, in all honesty. There we are. But they hate the weapons, the guns. And in conjunction to maybe thinking that Gehrman might be mad with us, I'm also thinking, I wonder what would have happened if we would have killed the female character instead of Henry. And I know I keep referring to her as the female character, by the way, because I can't remember if she did tell us her name right when we met her, but I have certainly forgotten since then, unfortunately, and she's not told us since. That does close as well, you see. So there's quite a few paths that we're coming across that are closed. So what I'm basically doing is having a bit of a run round to try and find exactly where we're meant to be going. Yeah, so she's not told us her name again, so sadly I'm going to have to refer to her as the female character that helped us kill Henry. So I was wondering what would have happened if we would have killed her instead of him. Because he was a hunter, he seemed to still have his mind left, he hadn't turned. So I was wondering if we could kill her. I mean, I'm not going to now because we've already made our choice, but I was wondering if we could take his side, kill her, and then he'd become friendly and talk to us. That's also something I've been thinking about. And I'll probably end up trying that on the next playthrough because that's real interesting. I think that it's maybe a bit of a long shot, but it's certainly an interesting idea. So, oh, have we been down this way before? Yeah, we have. We've been down this direction. This is how we worked our way around the first time. Ah, that brings me on to another thing I wanted to say. I did look back at the older videos to check whether this environment had changed, because you know I was speculating about that because it seemed a little different. And I don't believe it has. It didn't. This area is the exact same as it was prior to the sky becoming dark and the moon coming out instead of the sun. It just so happens that with the scenery changing, It seems like it brings such a new feel to the area as of been saying in the game. It really does add a different atmosphere, and just that change alone made me think that this was an entirely new area, when in fact it wasn't. All these tombstones were here still. It was the exact same place. So I did take a look back at a previous video to check that out, and it's confirmed. The only thing that's different is the sky and the moon instead of the sun. Cool. Now actually, I don't believe we came this way. Ah, I don't believe we've been over here before. No, we've not, because we certainly would have picked up that loot. So that's nice to know. Ooh, that guy got burnt right up. Yeah, I'm liking the fire weapons now. I'm really liking the fire. Some more shining coins there for us. Ah, we may have found our new path here, guys. And girls, if there is any watching. Some more loot. Woo! Treasure. I'm really liking the nice effects now of the weapon, although it does mean that it no longer deals any physical attack at all. It deals totally in fire due to the rune that we've equipped. And it did add a percent. I don't know whether it was just fire on its own, but it did say that I think it added an 8.4% increase in fire damage. So I think it added the fire element itself and then a bonus on top of that. So that's really cool. I'm liking the effects it does when you hit the enemy, and the damage also seems to be real sweet as well. So that's cool. We'll stick with this for a bit, but if we end up struggling due to enemies being resistant towards fire, we'll just take off the rune and we will go back to dealing pure physical damage. It's cool though, I am liking it a lot. It makes a nice change of pace from just dealing physical. You can rip through the enemy with fire now. Very cool. And it's interesting to see how that's done through runes and not like reinforcing stones like with like special stones that we've experienced in the previous Souls games. Is this guy gonna take issue? No. We seem to have come across maybe another hunter. Who knows?
You're a beast hunter, aren't you?
I am.
I knew it. That's precisely how I started out. Oh, beg pardon. You may call me Alfred, protege of Master Ligurius, hunter of vile bloods. So, what say you? Our prey might differ, but we are hunters, the both of us. Why not cooperate and discuss the things we've learned?
Okay, so we seem to have come across another friend, a hunter, and he says that he hunts vile bloods, so I'm guessing they're different from the beasts maybe in some sort of way, because that's what he seems to have said. We've got different prey. I might join him. Cooperate? I'm tempted to. I really am, because it'll help progress through the character's storyline. So I think I'm going to have to do it, but that also means that we might end up needing to summon him in the future for boss fights. But I really didn't want any help with that, because I know that I can get through the game on my own. Like, because that's what I've done on the previous games, on my first playthrough. But I think I will, because no one's saying that we're going to have to necessarily summon him, but we'll take him through the storyline anyway by cooperating with him. Yes, we are willing to join you, Alfred.
Oh, very good. Very good indeed. Take this to celebrate our acquaintance.
Good. Fire paper.
Beast hunting is a sacred practice. May the good blood guide your way.
Okay. Excellent. Got more fire paper from him, and we've got a new friend. Superb. Alfred. May the good blood guide your way. That sounds familiar. Has anyone else said that to us in the game before? I believe the doll might have told us that before, in the Hunter's Dream. Maybe Gehrman, he might have told us as well. So this guy certainly seems like a legitimate good guy, so we should be able to trust him. Some more tempering blood gemstones there, that's nice. That's a really interesting looking building. Looks like there's some sort of trees. Or, I'm not sure. Some sort of trees or slime draped over the side of it. I think it's trees, yeah, you can see the branches there. Interesting. So we've got a new friend called Alfred. I wonder if he's got anything else to say.
There must be oodles for us to share. Go on. Just tell me what piques your interest.
Okay, so we've got something else as well. We've actually got the option to talk about many different things to a character. That is the first for this franchise of games. Talk about Healing Church. Talk about Byrgenwerth. Talk about Vile Bloods. We've already discovered quite a bit about these two in the past through reading descriptions and listening to characters, so we'll go for the Vile Bloods. I don't think we've heard much about those yet.
Ah, there's something I want to tell you. A bit of wisdom from the eminent master Logarius. Once, a scholar betrayed his fellows at Byrgenwerth and brought forbidden blood back with him to Cainhurst Castle. It was there that the first of the inhuman Vile Bloods was born. The Vile Bloods are fiendish creatures who threaten the purity of the Church's blood healing. The ruler of the Vile Bloods is still alive today. And so, to honor my master's wishes, I search for the path to Cainhurst Castle.
Okay, so he's told us about the Vile Bloods there. A group of evil beings with bad blood. That probably prey on the OK. I might listen to that again.
In his time, Master Logarius led his
Bits, at
executioners
least.
into Cainhurst Castle to cleanse it of the Vile Bloods. But all did not go well, and Master Logarius became a blessed anchor, guarding us from evil. Tragic, tragic times. That Master Logarius should be abandoned in the accursed domain of the Vile Bloods. I must free him, so that he may be properly honored in martyrdom.
Right, so Master Logarius, his master, the one that he looks up to, as he told us when we first started talking to him, confronted the Vile Bloods, went up to the castle to try and kill them, but unfortunately was captured, and they've still got him in captivity apparently. So we'll probably try and end up solving that and getting him out. And in the previous dialogue, just before that one, he did say that the leader of the Vile Bloods was still alive today. And apparently, did he say it was caused by one, like, bad guy who ended up betraying his class at Byrgenwerth, something like that? And that may have ended up starting it. Something along those lines, anyway. It's interesting for sure. Let's see if he's got anything else to say about this topic.
In his time, Master Logarius led his executioners into...
Nope, that's the same dialogue. He led his executioners into Cainhurst Castle to try and take care of him, but unfortunately was captured. So this guy seems to be on his mission to free him, and we'll probably end up joining him alongside doing that as well. So that's really good, that's interesting. I'm just trying to think now, by the way, as I still talk, about the first line he said about the Vile Bloods. I'm sure he said it was from one bad guy. And then who fled Byrgenwerth. Yeah. Okay, so there's a lot of information to be taken there from them dialogues. Let's listen about Byrgenwerth now.
Byrgenwerth is an old place of learning, and the Tomb of the Gods, carved out below Yharnam, should be familiar to every hunter. Well, once a group of young Byrgenwerth scholars discovered a holy medium deep within the tomb. This led to the founding of the Healing Church and the establishment of blood healing. In this sense, everything sacred in Yharnam can be traced back to Byrgenwerth. But today, the college lies deep within a tangled wood, abandoned and decrepit. And furthermore, the Healing Church has declared Byrgenwerth forbidden ground. It's unclear how many of its scholars remain alive, but only they know the password that allows passage through the gate.
Right. There's certainly a lot of interesting stuff going on talking to this character, Alfred. So Byrgenwerth, clearly a historical place, ancient in fact, considering that everything from Yharnam can be traced back to it. It's probably some sort of college maybe, a place of learning, because he did say that there's scholars there and that they were looking for What were they looking for? They said they went down to the tomb for something, and oh god, I've lost my train of thought there. I'm pretty sure he said they were looking for something, and that they are also to do with the church and blood healing. So they are clearly on the side against the beasts and want to help people out. But we know in the end the church ended up abandoning the duties. So I'm not too sure if they're still prominent, maybe, but he certainly seems to maybe think they are. And they've also deemed the tomb forbidden ground now, so you can't go there. But if the scholars went down there to check it out, surely they're still down there, because no one's gone down there to try and find them, and he's unsure of how many are still alive. So I'm thinking maybe that's down to the area that we're heading now, maybe, because we do seem to have found our new path. We can head down there and carry on in this direction. We'll soon find out.
Byrgenwerth is an old and the tomb of the gods, carved out below Yharnam. Well, once a group of young Byrgenwerth scholars discovered a holy medium deep within this.
Yeah, the scholars discovered a holy medium within the tomb, deep down there, and it's below Yharnam apparently. And we seem to be heading down now, so this could be it. Good. Now let's talk about the healing church.
As you know, the healing church is the fountainhead of blood healing. Well, I'm a simple hunter, quite unfamiliar with the ins and outs of the institution. But I have heard that the holy medium of blood healing is venerated in the main cathedral, and that counselors of the old church reside in the high stratum of the cathedral ward. If you seek blood healing, and the church is willing, you should pay them a visit.
There's certainly a lot going on with this character. Maybe not just his... Well, we do know a little bit about him, but I'm talking about the information that he gives as well about each one of these topics. There's a lot that can be learned from this. It's really piecing together a lot of the lore about the whole blood healing aspect and the Vile Bloods, what role they've got to play. Byrgenwerth, the church, scholars, those guys opposing the Vile Bloods, and all that kind of stuff. The church leading the march in blood healing.
As you know, the healing church is the fountainhead of blood healing.
Exactly.
Well, I'm a simple hunter, but I have heard that the holy medium of blood healing is venerated in the main cathedral, and that counselors of the old church reside in the high stratum of the cathedral ward. If you seek blood healing, and the church is willing, you should pay them a visit. I bid you farewell. It has been a pleasure. May the good blood guide your way.
And you too. Thank you, Alfred. There's a lot going on there. And he said that... Wondrous Yharnam. Yeah. Excellent. He says that the main healer is in the cathedral ward of the church. And now that's making me think we have been there. And I'm thinking maybe it's that older lady. It could be. And he says that some of the other guys are in the high... stratum, didn't he say the high stratus of that kind of area, that part of the cathedral, which is making me think they're behind the locked door that we were outside of at the beginning of this episode, because that is right above the church, the cathedral, the exact place he's talking about. So maybe to pay them a visit we've got to get through that door. Maybe. That's interesting. We will certainly check out that area again in the future then. And I'm hoping we see a lot more of Alfred, because he's helped us out with a ton of information there. That's superb. Okay, antidote, and we're heading down. Down into a bit of a different looking area. There's some windmills there. Taking in the environment. And it's taking us to a gate. Please carry on in my stead. That guy's had enough. Yeah, very interesting.
The password.
The password, eh? Fear the old blood. Or keep quiet. Let's do it. Okay, the door's been opened up for us. Is it you? Excuse me? He's a skeleton and we can talk to him. Already dead? Madman's knowledge. What the hell happened there then? We gave the password. I assume it was this guy talking to us. We gave it, it opened, and he's dead. Very strange. This game's getting real wild now. Remember, respect. You've come to the right place, and may the good blood guide your way. You too. So I believe we're heading down into the church now. I mean, not church. The tomb the tomb of the gods where the skulls went, according to him, because he said that needed a password, right? Yeah. Possibly, anyway. Certainly looks like we might be. We're going deeper underground, for sure. Or maybe we're coming to the forested region where the master is that we need to rescue. Oh, ho, ho. Forbidden woods. Yeah, that's right. We're coming into the woods, the forested region. Look at that. Tell me that doesn't look creepy as hell. Ho, ho, ho. So scary. Well, we've certainly found our route anyway. Okay. Let's take a look at what this area's got to offer. There's a patrol over there. Looks like some sort of hut. Maybe we can enter that. A lantern there. There's our checkpoint. Right. Got pebbles and bone marrow ash. Nearly missed this item. Some more thick cold blood. Always cool. Cold, cool. That was a little bit unintentional, but I'm proud of it nonetheless. Oh, the environments in this game. Don't you just love them? Soak it all up. Look at that. Look at the city of Yharnam. There has never been a greater city. Look at that. It's so grand. It's huge. It really is. Absolutely massive. The amount of areas that you can explore over there is insane. There's tons to go through. So now let's work our way down, possibly get into some combat. Yeah, it seems there's something going on. What's up here? Some more treasure. Twin bloodstone shards. Okay, that guy's had enough. No, you don't. Ooh. Something that I am doing as well recently is making better use of that in combat, where you can combo the enemy like that by switching your weapon in and out, by unfolding it and folding it up, because that seems to work into a nice combo, and it also seems to act as the kick for this game, because I've noted a lot of enemies get staggered when you actually hit them with that switch attack. They really do, so I think that's acting as the new kick in the game as well. It might have been better to explain that a little bit earlier in the playthrough, but it's never better never than late, right? Better late than never. Totally butchered that saying, but whatever. So yeah, and as well as that, acting as the new kick, the knockback, I think it also seems to do more damage, and that's always good for killing off the enemies. And even though that's the case, it also looks cool as hell as well when you fold your weapon in and out like that using them combos. So awesome. Absolutely love it. Great, we've got our checkpoint. Pew! I think I'm going to double back before we move on in that direction. We can head all the way back up here, down another path. I'm liking the mist. Tons of foliage around us as well, the plants, and the mist setting in. Beautiful, beautiful game. Okay, so there's something hiding over there. One of our big pals. Ooh, not so fast, mister. Ooh. Something that I have noticed now, though, is that, sadly, our fire... Ooh! We just about got that dodge in there. Oh, come on. Is that, sadly, our weaponry doesn't seem to be doing much against metallic foes. The fire certainly doesn't seem to be beneficial against metallic enemies. As we noticed with this guy, he's all armoured up, and we don't seem to be hitting him for too much because of that. Because I think I remember dealing much more damage to him using physical attacks when smacking him than I am now with fire. So that's an observation that we can bear in mind for the future if we're struggling a little bit. Okay, couple of common pieces of treasure. That seems to be all that's up in this direction. Is that right? Seems to be the case. Okay, yeah, doesn't look like we can go elsewhere. We've got a burning horse there. Yep, that's all it seems to be from this direction. So looks like we'll head back down beyond the lantern. Maybe check out what's inside that house. Although, I believe we could have gone elsewhere over here. Oh no, it was just giving us an opportunity to survey the area. Have a good look. There's your fall to the death right into the stream below. At least, it looks like it. Yeah, shallow water. It looks like there's some stones under there, like a bit of a cobbled shore. Only shallow water. So maybe we'll be able to go down there in the future, but this drop is certainly going to be our death, so let's not bother with that just yet. Like to have a look around to make sure nothing's being missed. Doesn't look like it. Let's go. Okie dokie. And you know what? I think this is going to be the perfect opportunity to end. We've stumbled across a new area. We've also spoken to a new character called Alfred, who seems to be really cool, giving us a ton of information about the various aspects of the game's story. So that's superb. We've also been doing well in terms of the snippets of combat that we've encountered. We've got 19 blood vials, and overall it's been a really great episode. So I'm going to end here. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, and I thank you very much for watching as usual. I'm Beta Wolf. This has been another episode of Bloodborne. I'll see you next time.